It's a massive story over the last week, the suddenness of it and how it developed. I tell you, for a man who was in tears on Sunday, Messi looked fairly happy signing on at PSG today. What have you made of that whole story, Brian?
Yeah, he looks like he's recovered a bit all right from the trauma. In many ways, Tommy, it's almost hard to believe that Messi is going out in Barcelona. Much of the reason why so many people have had a soft spot, I think, for Barcelona began with Messi's emergence. I know before that, going back to 2005, they won the Champions League, and it was Xavi and Iniesta were doing the business then, the Ronaldo. But the emergence of Messi, I think, it touched the imagination of nearly anyone who loved football and any kid who started following football. And we just enjoyed him so much, the magnificence of his performances, the brilliance of his goals. But I think most of all, the mesmerising dribbles, I think, is what attached people to Messi's career and Barcelona's hopefully Barcelona's well-being. We all wished them well.
They were kind of fused in people's minds, weren't they, over that time? You know, that it's synonymous with each other.
Yeah, that's what I think about Barcelona. Like, I always had a bit of a feel for Barcelona going back to the early 60s, Tommy. I was on my holidays in Spain, funny enough, and my dad brought me to a bullfight, and I thought he should have been bringing me to the Barcelona match. The crowd in the train were going to the match, and we were going to a bull. But I was interested in why they were all going to the match, and I had that bit of a feel, and I always had a little bit of a graw for them, but not to the extent I've had over these years. I couldn't always be totally impartial when they were playing because of the joy and the style of football, mostly by the brilliance of Messi. So it's hard to believe that he is moving on, but he is moving on. They've had to do it. The deaths are incredible. Initially, I felt, why can't they just get rid of some of the other players and get them off the wage bill? But it appears Laporte, as the president, has made a decision that there was no other way of trying to save Barcelona than to get Messi off the wage bill. Their debts are 1.2 billion, we believe. Their annual wage bill was 500 million, of which Messi was getting about a quarter of that. But also, there seemed to be the fact that other players' wages were constantly stepping up to be on some sort of a scale relative to Messi.
They were benchmarked to him.
And their income over the last couple of seasons through the COVID crisis has meant that the money coming in has suddenly fallen apart, really. I think their debts over the last 2 seasons alone have been in the order of 350 to 400 million. The figures are astonishing. But I think for them to get back to some sort of stability, it seems to be they've made this decision that they couldn't keep him on, and they were forced into a rejig by the league, saying that your
But it seemed like they were trying to force the league into backing off on their rules, and the league wouldn't do so. I mean, he wanted to stay, it seems. They wanted him to stay, but it couldn't be done, and it kind of sums up the sort of mess that they found themselves in.